What's up, guys, and welcome back to another City Skyline stream, and welcome back to the beautiful city of Quokka Beach. Population just about 65,000, which means that we are only 5,000 population away from unlocking the 9th and final tile to complete our city. Well, not complete the city, but complete the standard size of the city until we grab the 81 tiles mod and then make it even bigger. But what's going on, guys? How you doing, MP? Welcome. How are you guys doing this evening? It's the weekend. Hopefully everyone's doing well and excited for that. I know I am. And I'm excited to get back to the building, which I was looking right before the stream started, just an overview of the city. We actually don't have that much space left to throw in our last 5,000 population, so we might have to start building maybe in this little corner, maybe, or start building over here, but I'm not too thrilled with that idea. We do still have a couple areas in this space, so maybe we'll throw in some high density in here just to help bump that population up. How's our traffic doing? 83%, not too shabby. It's a little busy right here, which is a little strange. And that's because you guys aren't using your lanes correctly. So let's do this and not have anyone make a crazy U-turn. You guys can only go straight. Why is there a car parked here? They just love doing crazy things at our intersections, especially our crazier intersections. But let's just take the parking all off of there. That should be better. And I'm even going to take the parking off of these couple bits. There we go. That's looking pretty good. We'll also just change these so this entire length of street, they gotta be in the right lane. If they're going left, they gotta be in that left lane. If they're going right, they gotta be in that right lane. It is backing up a little bit still, but that's kind of just the nature of that type of intersection. Maybe we'll change it to a roundabout, especially if we're going to start building out here between the train track and the main road. So that might not be the worst idea in the world. But let's kind of figure out if the city needs anything. How are we doing with power? Oh, could maybe use a little more power. Just a smidge. We do have our nuclear power plant, and we do have one geothermal power plant. I think that's all we're working with as of right now. Oh, wait, no. We've got a second geothermal. And do we have... yeah, we have a solar updraft tower to round things out. Maybe we'll throw in another nuclear power plant. We could replace the solar updraft. We could replace the geothermal. Or we could just throw in another little guy. Could go solar. We could go stinky coal, but we're not going to do that. Hey, what's up, Saf? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing this evening? this guy? The Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion Plant. I don't think I've ever used one of these. I think I've placed them before, just to look at them. But they're kind of strange. For some reason, I don't really have the urge to have a power plant on my coastline. I guess we could do that. We would need a road going to it. Got the baby again, so it's super quiet. How are we doing? We're doing pretty well. Getting ready for the weekend. Enjoying some time off to actually get some proper sleep. I think I've gotten like 5 hours of sleep in the past 2 nights combined, so looking forward to being able to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. Yeah, we definitely need some more power. Let's actually come down here. We'll throw in... Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, or maybe. Let's see, what's the difference between solar power, 112 to 160 megawatts, compared to the solar updraft, which is 240. Oh, and that sound circle is just barely small enough. Let's see if we smooth this out to be a little flatter. We can stick that guy in here. Oh, yeah, I can see. I can see how that would be a little steep the way it was before. Let's see, where's that going to? It does actually go up a hill here, so we could raise this road, but it would have to go down. Or does it dip? It does dip. You know what? Let's raise this. Let's grab these guys. Ooh. I don't know if that's better or worse. I think it's better. I think if we smooth it out, it'll end up looking better. Instead of having it dip down so much. He's so cute. Well, hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he's enjoying the stream. Just sit him down, teach him how to build a city. There we go, that looks slightly better. Getting it all smooth. Oh yeah, much better. Much better than whatever we were doing before. See if we can even get our little slope tool, go from there to there. And get a pretty nice, smooth little hill. Start from right there, go from there. Whoop. That's pretty good. A little funky right in this space, but can't even really tell. Now we have a couple of those giant towers there, just sort of corralling the industrial zone, but that looks good. And still gaining some population. We do need some more population. We were building this little kind of weird area, which we did put commercial in, and we put some offices in. We could maybe throw in some high density residential in there. It is a little noisy. Just a little bit. They probably also would like some services in there. But I think we're going to do it. I think we'll throw in just a few more offices just to kind of be a little buffer zone between the commercial. And then, like, especially this area where it's very blocky, just throw in a little bit of apartment buildings, because a little bit of high density actually does go a long way. Hey, what's up, Sloby? Welcome to the stream. Did you hear I had 5 hours of sleep spread out between 2 days? I mean, maybe. I plead the fifth. Let's also bring this road. We'll give them an exit there off the roundabout. And yeah, this city is pretty big, Sloby. We definitely have a much larger footprint than a typical 65,000 population city would be, just because we have so much low density. But we're starting to get a little high density in here and there, and I'm definitely planning on doing a bunch of high density, maybe down here on this coast, perhaps down here as well, because I kind of want this to all be sort of lower density, little suburban town sort of feel, and then when we get over here, more skyscrapers, taller buildings, kind of an extension of this coast right here where we got that awesome science center, or expo center, all those fun buildings. Traffic's still doing okay. We are getting a little bit busy, and I think it's just because we started zoning so much out here and didn't quite plan all these junctions accordingly. Hey, what's up, Amy? What's up, AH? Welcome to the stream. How are you guys doing? But 83%, not bad. 82, somewhere around there. This looks really busy, but it's actually not that busy, because it is flowing. It's not stopping. Let's just make the speed limits. Yeah, that's 40. That should be 80, I think. I think that changed when we threw in that tiny bit of road. Well, now that says 60. Is it 60 or 80? It's 80 over here. 60 in here. 80 in there. Let's go with 80. Get them going super fast. But it is working. It's not clogging up. I think it did clog up last time, and then we went back and made some changes. Oh, that's right. We put in the little loop-de-loop in there, which seems to be helping a lot. The 3 lanes getting them merging a little better, which it does slow them down going around that curve, which is probably why it's so red looking, but it's working. It's doing its job. How's our zoning doing? It is starting to build. Almost finished building, actually, which is looking good. I think they do need some services out here, though. Medical, they could use. Death care, they could also use. We might want to actually just connect that. That way they have access to those buildings. And hope that doesn't become a traffic issue. Let's actually maybe move this guy over a little bit and put in those slip ramps that we love doing. It's looking pretty good. And going that way as well. Perfect. TWM 2017, thank you very much for the follow. There we go. Oh, there we go. Squeeze that into there and back into there. So hopefully that'll help out at least a little bit. Make it so you guys gotta go straight through. And same on that side. Guys can't turn left there because that defeats the purpose of the slip ramp. Get you guys going into there and you guys going right into there, so that should be okay. And just do a little bit of this just to make sure. Yep, because I knew someone was gonna do that. Someone was gonna make that crazy U-turn for no apparent reason. Did I see the DLC? I did. The new DLC dropping, I believe, next month. I think it's like May 24th or something. The Park Life DLC. I am actually really, really excited to see what that's going to be like. Because you know me and my little parks. I love drawing some custom pathways, and if we can make some fun pathways, but then actually be able to put some tiny little buildings on those pathways to actually get people to use them. It's gonna be so good. Maybe there'll be more rocks. Oh man, if only. Just excited for people to use the random parks I build. I know, that's really gonna be the game changer, because I do a lot of that as well. Like this guy here, I think is a pretty good example. There's not really any need for someone to actually use this park, which apparently is half burnt down. But yeah, no one's using this, no one's walking around on it, but it's a pretty cool, you know, little windy path. But if we can just place like a tiny gazebo or ice cream stand, or I don't know what is going to be in the DLC, but just like a little tiny shack, something of interest, and actually get people to walk around and populate those pathways, it's really going to be awesome. Didn't do the plus because you dislike country. Oh, is that the yeah, it comes with like a new station or something. I haven't pre-ordered it or anything, although I'm pretty confident I'm gonna buy it day one, so. There's those. Yeah, those are houses. Where do we want to put this? We could squeeze it in there. I do kind of like it being on the main road. Let's move you over to there. Throw you in there. Could actually move you even closer. Can I do that? Will the game hate me if I do this? I put it on the corner like that. It's a little funky, but I do kind of like it. you over to there. Squeeze you up as... Oh. Nope. Nope. Oh. What'd I do? Where did my crematorium go? There it is. Pulled a Harry Houdini on us. Okay, just squeeze that up. There we go. And then I'll even do a tiny little bit of a pathway right in there. Ooh. Right in there. There we go. And just stretch that out. Fill up that awkward little gap, if we can. Ooh. Connect. Some dangerous parking so close to that slip ramp. We do have some people walking across here, which is making me think maybe what we want to do an elevated path going over it. Actually, where are these people walking to? Oh no, they're just not using the crosswalk properly. Shame on them, not staying within the crosswalk. But yeah, because this is a commercial area, which actually, speaking of little pathways and parks, we have this awesome circular bit, and this is essentially a perfect example of a little pathway I'm going to draw that no one's going to use, but hopefully when the new DLC drops, they will use stuff like this. So let's just turn off all that snapping. Get a little plaza in here. Just going around. And I'm actually curious about how detailed it's going to be, if it's just going to be like little ploppable buildings, or if you can actually go in and do like the super fine details, because I know there's the what's it called? Why can't I think of the name? Like the extra landscaping tools, is that it? Where you can put like individual like garbage cans down and stuff and get super detailed with it. So I'm curious if it's gonna have that baked into the DLC, or if it's gonna be a little more simplified, since that tool already exists on the workshop. Maybe they're just like, people can already do that. Dirt roads with lights, though. I did see that. There's now different versions of pathways. I think there's also like a dirt pathway, like not this kind of dirt, like more of like a nature trail kind of dirt, which has a much different look than this, which I feel like is more like a refined dirt path. Like a man-made dirt path, opposed to a sort of naturally walked-on dirt path. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just excited for paths. More paths, more options, more tools, more things. And apparently you can also do dirt path bridges now, supposedly, from what I've seen in the trailer. Which is cool, because currently you can only do bridges with the pavement path. We're getting right into it today. No dilly-dallying with the boulders. Nice. Let's go with a giant palm tree. There we go. A couple of those guys. Little bush or two. And I like that. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe some trees around the outside. We do have a couple of these bright green trees, which are these guys. Which I don't know if that would be too obnoxious to have those bright green trees. Could also do like little tiny bushes. These little guys. Which might be a little nicer looking. Yeah, I like that. Just going around. Enclosing the space. I dig it. I like that. And you're having an issue because you're just a tiny little one guy. Let's just get rid of you. Blackton, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate that. And we do have a little bit of residential demand. Let's actually get rid of the zoning along here. Oop, wrong way. There we go. Get rid of that so we can hopefully get some proper zoning right along this bit. There we go. So just squeeze that in. Wouldn't even know it was there. And we'll do zoning in there. How noisy is that road? It's not too bad. I think they'll be okay. If they start complaining, we can switch it out for some office buildings. I think they'll be okay. Wait, what? 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 What are we wanting? What are we waiting? I'll do a little bit of that. And a little bit of that in there. Just to start. Is that done with the move it mod? Oh, when we sort of hid the pathway? Yeah, you can trick the zoning when you place a pathway by a roadside or anywhere. It cuts off the zoning, obviously, so you can't zone. So if you actually throw the pathway right next to it, it'll take away all the zoning, and we actually have that in a couple spots. Obviously, we did it right there. But let's find a bigger spot that we did that. I think right here. No, that's a highway. We did it somewhere. I know we've done it in the city. Down here? No. It's somewhere. Of course, now I can't find it. We do it all the time. But the moment I need to find an example, it doesn't exist. Oh, is this it? Here's an example. Okay. So, this road, we backed up right onto this road. So if we didn't have this pathway here, the zoning would be overlapping. And you have a couple, like 2 block deep and then 3 block deep. But if you throw a pathway down, and you can just leave it like this one, we left pretty much right alongside the road. We didn't move it, so you don't need to use the move it mod or anything. You can just do it in the normal game, but it takes away the zoning from the one road Allows you to put full buildings on the back road. And just a little trick. It's a game changer. It definitely helps. It definitely can make things work the way you envision them. Hey, what's up, Deep? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It's so obvious now that I've shown you. Yeah, it's just one of those things where if you don't think of it, you know, you usually, you wouldn't do it. Here's another example. Now I'm finding all the examples after I stopped looking for them. But we have this little neighborhood in there backed up. Not planning on putting anything on that road. Obviously, if we wanted to, we could cut it. And actually, maybe we'll change this. Now that I'm looking at it. Let's get this going from there. And that would take away that house. So, maybe not. Though we could put in a little neighborhood, or a little park. A little neighborhood park. But it doesn't connect to anything. Let's just get it out there. We'll come back. I'll come back to that later. Let's continue zoning up this spot. Getting that population, almost 70,000, which is what we need for that final tile. So just do all of that. And that'll be all the residential, I think, for this space. I am going to do some more offices as well on the main road, because that doesn't really affect too much. And I'll do some on this side. And we could, if we really wanted to, put some buildings in there, we could actually just put a pathway going like that, and that would also do the trick. Just doing anything to really separate the zoning and manipulate it in the way you exactly want it. Now it does give us the issue of this pathway leading to nowhere. We could bring a pathway from there. I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. Just put a little walkway going behind the apartment complexes. That, I don't know where that's going. Guess to there. Don't know who's going to be walking to there, but, you know. More power to them if they want to. Just connect these couple bits up. Additional little bit right in there, and hopefully get that to look all nice. That works. Gets the zoning the way we want it. Allows us the ability to put just a few offices on the main road. And how many people are still walking across here? Is that enough to warrant a walkway, an elevated walkway? I wonder actually if we did put a walkway, would more people be inclined to walk? Because they wouldn't have to across the streets. I don't know if the AI works like that, but let's give it a shot. Let's cut that off there, so that way we keep our sort of funky bit here. Just move that a little closer. And instead, put our elevated path right in there. That is a very steep pathway. I think that should be a good height. Probably going to lower it anyway, because it's definitely not going to let us put it across, but we can make it let us. There we go. Just stretch that out. I'm actually even going to stretch that out to there, because I don't think it is going to make that big of a difference having it on top of that pathway. And have it coming down right into this space somewhere. There we go. And that's relatively straight. There we go. Just shift that in a little closer as well. And that looks pretty good. So a nice elevated path. We'll see if they use it just by default. If they still are crossing on the street, we can take away the ability to do so. Never used this tool, and in the 20 minutes you've watched the stream, you're convinced it's the greatest thing ever. Well, that's about all it takes. And you would be correct. It is essentially the greatest thing ever. The Move It mod just allows you to do so many things and just makes things look so much better than it would normally look. You can also use, there's anarchy mods. I don't know if you know or have heard about them. There's like road anarchy, prop anarchy, things like that, that I don't use, but I feel like you can kind of use the Move It mod to accomplish those things. But those are other tools that are on the workshop to help you achieve similar sort of things, where the game wouldn't normally let you draw something. You can just be like, nope, I'm gonna draw it. We do get a couple weird light posts. I don't think I can select the individual light posts, which is a shame. Let's see, is that technically a prop? No, I can't. Well, do we care about the light posts sticking through the walkways? Because our other option is just move these. Nope, not like that. To be like that. But then it's kind of sticking through that building. I guess it's not. I guess if we do that, that looks pretty good. Anarchy mods is something you can't play without. You love your anarchy mods, Amy. I'm still not convinced. I feel like Move It's enough. But if that's what, you know, you like to do, there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's got their own style. Okay, I like that better. make sure it's all aligned correctly. There we go. And I like that. I think that looks pretty good. You tried to show me the light. I've seen the light. It's not a bad looking light. I just feel like there's too much I can mess up with the Anarchy mod. Because I've seen people like draw roads and they're like, oh, I forgot to turn Anarchy off. Then the road has like a bunch of trees on it. And I feel like if I had an Anarchy mod, every single one of my roads would have trees on it. And when I say trees on the road, I don't mean like trees lining the road, I mean trees sticking through the road like our light posts were sticking through our pathway. So that's why I'm hesitant to use Anarchy mods. It does look like most of the people are preferring the path, the elevated path, to the crosswalk, so that's good. We don't have to mess with the junctions. It is a little funky looking. I might actually do another path on the opposite side just because I feel like it's so good looking. Let's do another. And I don't do this too often, but I'm going to use the copy and paste feature to get that in there. Yeah, what'd I do? Okay, apparently the copy and paste feature doesn't work on bridges. I tried. Oh, it will actually let us draw across there, though. So that's good. And we'll start down there and hopefully get a nice, smooth sort of ramp. Oop, almost. Have to do it the hard way. That going into there, and then we'll get another bit going that away. And make sure the light posts aren't coming through. We're a little close. Let's back it up just a little bit. Pretty good. This has to be fixed. Stubborn, you suppose? Don't feel bad, because it was a while until I started using mods as well. I still don't use that many mods, it's just a few. Move It obviously being the most prevalent of the mods I use, but for the longest time when I first started playing, I was just playing just the basic vanilla game, trying to hone my skills with what was given to me. Which I think also kind of helps, because then you kind of get to appreciate the mods. A lot of people, you know, when they start out, they just download a bunch of mods and just start using them. I feel like you take them for granted, opposed to building without them, struggling to make intersections look good. And then when you get the movement mod, you're like, oh, the power. Let's grab our height. Go with that height. Is that too low? What about that height? Nope. There we go. You can add custom models and buildings. The workshop is an amazing place. Pretty much whatever you can think of, the City Skylines workshop probably has it. There's people who make incredible buildings, incredible intersections, incredible just like redesigned actual buildings, like a redesigned medical center, train stations. There's a bunch of, which I still need to get some of those cool train stations. You had a really cool train station, Amy. I think it was like an elevated, like 2-track train station or something. And I've been meaning to get some more cool train stations. I just haven't gotten around to it. How are we looking? I feel like we're looking pretty good. I wish I could make these pathways one way, so we get to see all the people walking down that way and then walking back that way. Although it does actually look like most of them are using it that way. Most of the people are coming that way and going that way. Maybe that's just a coincidence. Probably just a coincidence. Feels like I should just put a circle in the middle of the sky. I mean, we could. It might be a little strange with all the lights. And I don't know if it would let me actually connect. Oh, I could do a straight through. Whoop. Can I do another one? Nope. That's where it gets bad. I do that. Nope. Game says no. Game says, what are you, drunk? It might be a little trickier to do. A circle. We could just do that. But then again, traffic light or light. How could we do that? Could go over to there. Let's see. Can I get that? Oh, nope, 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 nope. Oh, damn it. This is the one downfall to the Move It mod, however. If something gets deleted, you have to reconstruct everything from scratch. Oh boy. I put you there. Connect that to that. What just happened? Okay, there we go. Whew. Close one. Alright. No circle. We're leaving it as it is. But I am happy with that. I do like there being some bridge in there. How's the traffic doing? Still 82. It is a little busy in there. Actually, it's not that busy. It's just a bunch of tiny intersections. This is getting really busy. Particularly right here, which is ridiculously busy. Why are you so busy? Why are you all in the same exact lane? Can I make it so they can't do that? What if we upgrade this bit to be 3-lane? There's my 3-lane road. 3-lane? There you go. And can't do it. Can't do it because reasons. get you guys only go into there. You guys only go into there. And you guys... There. Only go into there. Hopefully that'll help. What are you guys doing? What are my trucks doing? Oh, I see why. I see why they're doing that. Because we don't have a node in here. Very important. There we go. Get that extra node in there. That way they can actually change lanes and they're not forced to go into specific lanes. Okay, look at this merging nightmare. This is my nightmare right here. Like in real life. People who merge like that. People who go from one lane all the way to the other lane. Which it's still a little bit of an issue. I was thinking this earlier, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. But now that I'm seeing all this traffic, I'm thinking maybe we'll change some of this industry into high-density residential. Because I feel like this area in particular over here doesn't seem much like an industrial part of the city. It's right on the beach. It is, you know, right by a highway, which is convenient for industry. But it's got a lot of office buildings around it. Again, it's right by the beach. It would probably raise the land value. Let's do it. Let's put a district out here. Oh, we already have the district, that's right. The Spring Heights. Let's change it. And you know what? Let's actually go with the self-sufficient buildings. Keep it green, but it's going to be green housing instead of green industry. So we'll grab our zoning, chop that up. I'm actually also going to chop that bit, just so we don't have them right next to the housing, at least for now. We do have some garbage facilities out here, so maybe we'll move you guys down here-ish. Get you away from the housing. Just put in an express highway. We could do some more lanes, but... And we probably are going to make some changes to this anyway, just because this is just bad. That's just not a good solution. Maybe we'll change this up. Because that's the way they come in. So maybe also putting a way out as well. Because this being so close to that junction, I think, is what was backing things up. Also, the merging lanes were kind of the big problem. They are doing much better now. So, maybe it'll be okay. But I do think I like housing in here. Housing by the water. Get rid of the industry, start converting it over to office buildings. Our nearest university is there. We could put in another university. I don't know if we need another university. Let's check. Capacity 9,000. Only 56,000 eligible, so I guess we don't need another one just yet. We could do a high school. Or elementary school. What do we have? We have 2 elementary schools and 2 high schools in a city of 67,000 people. That's typically the norm, right? It's usually about 1 per 30,000 people. 1 high school. But that would also increase the land value. So we could do some of that. I do fear that maybe we're not going to get any more residential demand if we do dezone all this. So we might need to do some more offices or something somewhere else. Hey, what's up, stupid hand? Good evening. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And they are building now. And they are those awesome self-sufficient buildings, which are part of the Green Cities DLC. And actually, I think they kind of work for the beach sort of look, kind of the wood paneling. Very sleek, stylish buildings. I think they look good. Doing well, good to hear. I'm doing pretty well myself, thank you very much for asking. Well, getting a little bit of that residential demand, so maybe, just maybe, we're doing okay. Let's keep filling in some of the gaps we have with some more offices, since we do have such a high demand for them. How is our education level? 24% highly educated, 31 still uneducated, which is actually surprising to me that we have that much uneducated citizens. But it means our industrial zones aren't abandoning, so that's good, I guess. That's the bright side of it. We'll do offices all in there. Let's actually just grab that just to make it a little easier. Fill in that little gap. And 68,000, we're quickly gaining that population. Forced education. No, we don't need to force educate them. My cities, I'm okay with dumb people. Dumb people are fine. I welcome all the dumb people into my city. Keep your education levels at yellow and upgrade industry. Yeah, the industry office sort of balancing act is always has been a little bit of a struggle for me, because I do tend to do, as you can see, specialized industry, which requires the dumbest of dumb people because it doesn't actually upgrade, which if they ever changed specialized industry to be upgradable, that would be the greatest day of my life. Because normal industry, like we have out here, all this smelly, stinky industry, it can actually upgrade, and then more educated people won't mind actually working there, opposed to the specialized, where even if they're slightly educated, they're like, nah, I don't want to chop down trees. I want to go work in an office building. So if they ever change that, I would be totally cool with it. So Paradox, if you're listening and want to make that change, I'm all for it. You got my stamp of approval. But what was I saying? I was saying something. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. But we're getting are zoning in. We do have a tiny sliver of residential. I think phasing this out is going to be okay. And what's... Oh, we got some stinky in there. I didn't even realize we had recycling plants in there. Where are we going to put those? When are they going to just allow us to dump recycling and garbage into the ocean? Like our sewage. Why can't I just end up with a giant, like, island of garbage out here instead of having recycling plants? I feel like that would be more accurate to real life. Yeah, trash island. 3 of 15 garbage trucks in use. Are we really not using the garbage trucks? Is this really not getting used that much? That one's got 15 of 15. I guess we really only need one out here. Huh, that's interesting. But yeah, where can we put you? Where can we put you so you're out of the way and not making anything smelly? Because we do have 2 down here, which should cover all the residential in there, the beach, and all that good stuff. Our closest to that, I guess, would be these guys, which are sort of taking care of this spot. So we do still need the downtown area to be taken care of. And we could maybe squeeze them in right here. And actually, since one of them's not really being used all that much, let's just delete it. Grab this guy. Move it down into here. And I'll put a dirt road. Stick it just in there for now. Just a little beach recycling plant. They swear they're not putting the garbage in the ocean. It's just coincidence that it's on the beach. Oh, we got some dead people out here on the beach. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, what'd I do? What'd I do? People are dying. Oh, dirty water. Oh. Ah, yes. Probably should have not put my recycling plants right near our city's almost exclusive water source. Yeah, that's probably not good. That's probably a bad thing. Especially when we're trying to gain population. Alright, looks like we're moving to water pumps. We were starting to make that transition anyway. I know, what did I do? I'm a monster. Strike 2. Strike 2, what was strike 1? How am I getting strike 2 already? It was a setup, I swear. Alright, just get all these guys out of there. They can't have dirty water if they don't have water. That's my solution. I have a strike system as mayor, apparently. I didn't even know about it. But it's being implemented. Hey, what's up, Trash Man, for asking about strike 2? You get a strike for talking about the strikes. Okay, how's our water? We do need more water. These guys actually don't pump as much as I thought they did. We need a lot of pumps. Oh boy. Is that enough? That should be more than enough, right? Let's also just make sure there's no pollution out here. No, we're good. Alright, we're in the yellow. We're making progress. Wait, are we in the green? Almost in the green. 2 more. We should be good. Can't wait for the next DLC. I know. I'm so excited for it. We were just talking about it earlier. Just being able to actually make some parks that are functional and have people using them and not just a waste of space. I'm actually curious how that's going to work with like the happiness meter as well. If when you do make like a little park or something, if you place little buildings on it or whatever the system is, how it works, if each one of those little things will provide like a small amount of happiness instead of like a giant park that provides a substantial amount of happiness. Because that's the other downside to if you do make a cool little park and people actually do use it. Like say we have somebody walking around behind our baseball stadium. It doesn't actually make them happy, even though it should make them happy, because it's a beautiful little park. If only you could build boardwalks in this game. I mean, maybe that'll be possible. We don't know the extent of the tools. Because you can do bridges. Maybe you'll be able to do some elevated buildings. It would be neat. How's our garbage? We are technically in the red for garbage, but no one's really complaining about garbage. So I guess it's okay. We are complaining about dead people down here. That's not wondrous. Out here in the Theater of Wonders. Do I need to put a crematorium down here by the Theater of Wonders? The Wonder of Death. There we go. Just stick it right there. Right there at the entrance. Because whenever you're going to a leisure district, you want to know you could die at any moment. You want to be reminded of your mortality right before you're about to go on vacation. That's how that works, right? How are we doing on sewage treatment? Still in the green, ever so slightly. And let's get these guys out of there. And do some more residential in that block. And then I do think we're going to do residential on those spaces, and then these guys here we're actually going to replace with office buildings. Because they're getting close to the roundabout, closer to heavy traffic areas. And that way we don't have too much zoning. Because residential zoning, you know, will bring in some traffic, so. What is going on here? What are you doing? What are you doing, game? Why are you guys merging? Wait, why do I have them doing that? I told them to do that. Why did I tell them to do that? What was I thinking? Such a fool. You go to there. You go to there. There we go. Get him moving at least a little bit faster. We could also do another 3-lane right in there to help out with that. Which, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a 3-lane bit in. Go 3 lanes there and hopefully there. Hopefully. Nope. What do you think I need to do to make that work? Nope. There we go. So now you guys will go straight to there. You guys go to there. The left-hand lane will go straight through. And then you guys cross in the middle. And that should not cause, or cause at least a little less traffic. Keep that 100, even though technically it's a regular street road, but we're using it as a highway. And the reason why I used that bit instead of this highway, which actually I might change this, is just because the 3-lane highway is a little wider than the 2-lane, but the 3-lane regular road is about the same width. It does create the weird sidewalk effect. So actually it's technically a little thinner than the 2-lane highway with the sidewalk. But from above, it looks about the same. Why are you guys sick? You guys should be fine. You got medical. You got death care. There you go. Just take some pills, you're fine. Let's see if we can maybe make this look a little better. Oop. Nope, that's not horrible, I guess. It'll do. It'll do in a pinch. Doctor, the patient's been dead for 5 minutes. There's nothing you can do. They're fine. They're okay. They either died or they got better. It's one or the other. Either way, it's the same result for my city. Where's our nearest commercial zone to here? I guess we have the little water balloon. That's what I'm calling that. That's the water balloon. We have a little bit down here. No, we don't have any down there. We got the big loop. Maybe we'll add a little bit of commercial in this space. just to give them some local shopping. Overseas, thank you very much for the follow. A little bit of shopping there. Maybe actually cut a little bit of this out, put a little bit of shopping on that side, and continue that down that road. And that's going to be offices back there. And in those two spots, and then just a touch more. So it's not too much, hopefully. No gigantic traffic issues. Because traffic's actually much better without the industrial zoning. A lot less traffic using this guy, which is good to see. Might actually be able to put that back the way we had it. And actually I'm going to do this because it's bugging me. It's bugging me that this isn't perfect. And again, you guys go straight to there. You guys go into there. You guys can continue on. And continue on. And continue on. And just make sure we've got that little bit in the middle so they can change lanes. And speed limits are still the same. And actually these speed limits should also be adjusted just a little bit. Don't need to slow them down that much. And just make sure those are still good. Nope. I've got to get better at remembering to put the node in before I do the lanes, because then I just have to do them again. I guess it's kind of like double checking your work. You make sure you're doing it right. There we go. That looks a little cleaner from far away. And they are building. 84% traffic. Much less traffic here. And that not only helps out like this intersection, but it helps out this intersection. And then even this one looks a lot less busy. And up to 85. I saw that 85% there for a second. You can't hide it, game. I see everything. Oh, and we're up to 69,000. Less than 1,000 away. And these guys probably aren't even full yet. Yeah, 6 of 10 households, so there should still be people moving in, filling up these buildings. But still a lot of office demand. But that's okay, we still have spots to go. Like down here, our little baseball guy. Hey, what's up, lady? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Just throw a few offices in there. And is that organic? Are these organic buildings? I don't think they are. Are they? No. Drugstore 2.0. And another Drugstore 2.0. That business is booming. I'm going to invest stock in Drugstore 2.0, apparently. No, that says organic foods, though. But it's not an organic building. This building's a liar. You're not organic. You're fake organic. You're sick. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear. Hopefully you'll get better soon. Rest up, drink some fluids, eat some soup, all that good stuff. actually getting a little bit of that residential back. Which just makes me super happy. I'm always happy to see that residential bar going up. Oh, we also have this little circle. What do we want to do in here? What do you think, guys? What do you think we should decorate this little tiny bit with? What's going on right here? What are you doing, building? It's the Heather residence. Just trying to invade the other side of the cul-de-sac. No big deal, just moving an entire house. I think their neighbors like it. Your vote is for rocks in the area? 1 tree and rocks? Rocks? I mean, I guess we have to go with rocks then. The people have spoken. Personally, I was gonna say we just put a bunch of little palm plants. But if you guys want a rock, I guess we'll do a rock. What kind of tree do we want? Giant redwood? That seems out of place. Bamboo? We could do some bamboo. Let's go with one of our big guys. Oh, there's a big guy. A playground? Well, could we fit a playground in there? I don't know if that would work. Small playground. Yeah, it doesn't really work with the curves. But once Park Life comes out, maybe we'll be able to throw down some swing sets. Some fun things like that. Also gonna do a path, just cause paths. A little flare in there. Get it going right around that tree. Maybe just move the tree. I actually kind of like that. I think that looks kind of funky. Can we do a big rock? Well, we would be able to do a giant rock. Oh, one gigantic rock. Oh, it does fit. I'm tempted. But no, we'll go with some smaller guys. But we'll get a big one in. We'll definitely get a big one in somewhere. And we'll do one there. And I think we'll just do one more. Actually, we'll do a second one in there. Get them bunched a little bit. Throw a couple little babies in. Put the park in and use the move it tool. Oh, we could do that. That is a thing we could do. I wonder if it would actually connect to the road though, because sometimes it can be a little tricky. Let's give it a shot. But I did kind of like the idea of there being an actual park in here. Let's see, small playground, is that what we want? Let's take a look. Take a look at what this is. Do I need that? No. And I'll throw it down over here. Seems simple enough. Now I'm curious, because we placed it over there and then moved it here with the Move It mod, does the happiness still stay over here, or does the happiness move along with it? I'm assuming because we're using a mod to move it, the happiness is technically staying over there. So maybe... Oh, no. No, it looks like it moved it. Okay, so the happiness stays with the building. I rest my case. Open and shut case, Watson. Get you nice and centered in there. Hopefully that's close enough to the road that it's still gonna be like, oh yeah, it's totally connected to the road. It's totally not connected. Let's put a little pathway like that. See if we can just get that going in there. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, this house moved. The house I moved back. I guess we can't just move a house and expect the family to be okay with it. It's kind of funky. I'll put a little bit in. Oh! We've done it! We are a megalopolis. 70,000 population. We've got the last of the 2x2 kilometer tiles. We got monuments, and we also have the international airport. So that is very exciting. Let's just finish this up real quick. We'll come back for the little boulders. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at our 70,000 population city. Yeah, that high density really helping out there. And I think it just kind of looks nicer as well, opposed to it being industry down there by the beach. Oh, that is beautiful. Now let's grab the tile. It doesn't really matter which one we get, just because next time we'll have the 81 tiles mod. But just to start, I'm thinking, do we want to go with that one? Get that little coast? Or do we want to go with that one? Maybe this one. We'll go with that one to start. There we go. There it is. Our 9th and final tile. It's got a little bit of a mountain on it, which is kind of cool. Get up to the mountain peak. Take a look at the city from up here. Oh man, look at all those beautiful water treatment plants treating the city. And that is quite the view. It doesn't look that big from up here, but once you get more elevated, and then it's, whoa! It's deceptively large. It looks great from above. Thank you very much, Elevated. I think it does look pretty cool, and hopefully it's going to look even cooler. Where's the mayoral mansion? Maybe that's going to be up here on top of the hill. Maybe that's where that's going to go. It'll be our mansion overlooking the city. Or an observation tower. That might be pretty cool. But did we put the observation tower in? I think we might have. No, I lied. We didn't. I think we talked about it. Or I'm thinking of a different city. But that's very exciting because now we can actually start thinking about where these roads are gonna go. Because I do want them to come down this way. get some bridges in. Do something crazy like that. And then I also want to adjust the highways, so we're going to probably split this highway like all the way back here and get it sort of a more northern road and then a southern road, and have the southern road come down here, maybe do a bridge across there, continue along, and then go somewhere over there. Or maybe just do a loop and then come back. Who knows? Ooh, maybe it could do a loop and then come back and then cross. Okay. Okay, I'm starting to see. Starting to see how this is going to come together. It's just all about figuring out the puzzle pieces. Challenge for next time, only build on coastlines. That was pretty much our last city. Our last city was essentially all nothing but coastline. Also, welcome back, Saf. Because our last city had a giant mountain in the middle of it, so we were almost forced to build all along the coastlines. We did kind of go inland, a bit. We did carve out a valley in the mountain. But we're still at 84%, 85% traffic. It is getting a little busier down here. I guess maybe it's rush hour. Maybe it was in the middle of the workday last time we were looking at it. These guys are slowing down. Why are you slowing down? What are you doing? Why are you all changing lanes there? That seems absurd. That seems rather silly that you guys are all changing lanes like that. They are flowing. All one-way streets. Oh man, that would probably be a disaster. Just because when I use one-way streets, I typically have no idea what I'm doing. So it would probably very quickly become a traffic nightmare. Fill in some more offices along the highway there. Do along this bit here. Just kind of fill in the gaps that we've created along the way. When do I think the city is finished? Well, according to some people in chat, we want to try to get this city to 400,000 population. I don't know if that's going to happen. And that would maybe take a long time. We'd probably have to get the super demand mod at some point to do that. But we'll just, keep it growing. I definitely want to build along this peninsula and down here. So I want to grow it to be rather larger than it currently is. Maybe feather it out as it gets down there towards the tree line, because actually I think that tree line's really nice to almost be like an edge of the city. I think that's pretty cool. And then down here, I think that's like the edge of the map where it's all foggy, so probably not gonna go too far that way, but we're just, having fun with it. Trying to make it look good. I feel like we're accomplishing that somewhat this far. What's the super demand mod? Super demand mod essentially makes all of your demand for residential, commercial, and industrial 100% all the time. So whatever you zone will instantly build, regardless of if you actually need it or not. For my last city that we got up to about 450,000, I think is where it peaked. Which wasn't my last city, but the city that I got that. The last city I built that big. Towards the end, I think once we hit like 300,000, the only demand the city ever had was office demand. That's like the only thing that would build, so we turned on the super demand mod and was able to inflate the population numbers a little bit. But that's way far down the line. We're still at the point where we can grow things organically. Throw some more offices in. Let's have that going back. And going into there. Hopefully connecting the power. That's connected. You guys have power. You're fine. Maximus, thank you very much for the 2 bits. And we'll just continue to fill in those tiny little gaps. Because they do actually have quite a few gaps in the city. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not really one for having every square zoned and completely full. I know a lot of people are all about maximizing space, and you know, you can put another road in here between the highway and put some more zoning in there, which, you know, isn't a bad thing. It definitely maximizes your land use and volume of your city. Obviously, this city, we're not really worried about keeping it compact because the amount of low density we have is astounding. This actually might be the most low density I've ever had for a city this size. But I'm liking it. I'm liking how it's coming together. So I can't complain. Got the downtown looking pretty good. Is that a shipyard island? A shipyard island. Oh, are you talking about down here? This is actually a leisure district. We got the Theater of Wonders down here. We got a couple little waterfront buildings. We got a marina. I think that's a restaurant and a fishing tours. Is that what that is? Yeah, fishing tours. And this actually, we had this little bit in before, and it kind of had like a guitar shape, because that was the edge of the city at that point. And then we got this tile and we expanded it to include the Theater of Wonders. And getting this key in, because we put this land in artificially, was the biggest pain in the world. I think it took us like an hour just to put the key in, because it did not want that coastline. Did I get early access to the last DLC? I did not. I don't get those special things. I don't get fancy things. I would love early access to stuff. But I'm not that popular. No one likes all my rocks. Oh, what is going on here? What is going on in here? We got a bunch of sunken pits. There we go. I think that might be a little safer. Not have a trench around the university. There we go. Hopefully no one's going to trip and fall now. Just trying to sit on a bench. And we have the monuments now, which is fantastic. We need to find a spot for the Eden Project. I'm thinking the Eden Project probably going to go somewhere over here in our downtown sector of the city. Maybe over here. And actually, ooh, maybe we'll do some farms over here. Because we do have a little bit of fertile land. Obviously, we have a lot of tree line right by the beach. But that's pretty exciting. Yeah, so maybe Eden Project over here. Farms over here. Maybe this side will be more low density, and this side will be the high density. Sort of continuing that, since it will be directly connected to the circular bit. Because I don't know if we're going to directly connect this side to here. It probably would be a smart move to do that. And we'd probably have to adjust this residential zone. It'd probably go right here by the science center, which I can kind of see happening, coming across there. But we'll see. But let's get some more zoning in. Do we need another commercial spot? We did put Lafayette Square in there with a little bit of commercial. Maybe a little commercial zone up here. I was talking about building something up here. So let's see. They're going to start a new city after this one, of course. We're always going to be building an awesome city. Might be a little while, yeah. We still have a bunch of stuff still left to do in this guy. But actually, when the new DLC drops, we might take a visit to some older cities. So we might like put this city on hold for a little bit, for like a stream or two, and mess around with the parks, which is always fun to go back and revisit something you built previously after building something new. Now, do we want this to go straight through? That's the question. If we did have that go straight through, that could very quickly become a nightmare for traffic. Although I guess it really wouldn't be that much worse than what it is currently, especially if we did the slip ramps on that side. So I'm thinking we do that. I'm thinking we have that going there. Let's throw this road going along the train tracks. Just as a placeholder. And let's do some little neighborhood. Well, do we want to do a commercial zone? Because if we do want to do a commercial zone, we should plan that out first. Maybe we'll do commercial by the highway here. That way they won't, be concerned with the noise like residential would be. So if we did commercial bit there, residential in here, I think that would be good. Let's just get those in just as starting blocks. And let's actually get some real starting blocks. And by that I mean block out everything. Go into there. You're gonna go. Oh, can't actually put you in there. So we'll see how this does. I haven't done this too much in this city where we made something start out as a grid, but I did like the results of this in our last city. So maybe, just maybe, I'll get something cool looking here. So start off with that. I do want to keep... maybe not. Maybe we'll actually have this. Curve from there. And go straight into the commercial part. Make that go. Back here like so. And this is all gotta change. That's gonna go to there. And that little curve's fine. I like that. I like a little curve to it. And cut some bits out. In there and in there. Cut that out as well. Actually make that diagonal. Although if we make that diagonal, I feel like this should kind of follow that. I kind of like that. I kind of like that little shape in there. Maybe we'll curve it up a little bit so it's not as harsh and as angular as that is. But I do like that. And for the most part, I like all those little roads. I don't think that needs to connect to there. I think that being a little enclosed neighborhood would be good. We do have two four-way intersections right next to each other. Maybe that? Or how about that? That's it. That's the one. And I do still want this to connect, just not as a main road. These are all going to get warped into little bits, into little neighborhoods. That's going to stay main road all the way around. Shape reminds you of Texas? Reminds you of Texas. Interesting. I guess because of like the little perfectly square bit at the top. I can see it. I can see a little bit of Texas in there. And then this is gonna be the commercial zone. So we'll keep that angular. And then get some more. Going across into there. It's a little funky. I don't know if we need that. We'll just do that. Keep it simple. A little space if we want to make that like a unique building of some sort. And then last but not least, this is gonna probably make it not look like Texas as much. So we're gonna curve it up a little bit. Curve in there. Curve that one going that way. And same thing down here. And I do like that. Do we want to curve these bits? Or do we like the sort of gem shape? Let's see what it looks like with a curve to it. Oh yeah, the curve. I'm liking the curve. I'll put a little curve in there. Could even do a bit of road going to there, which I do like. I like having that connection in. And that looks like a nice little neighborhood. I'm really happy with that. We've got some space for commercial, which we're going to throw in, and actually let's take a look at our unique buildings. We do have a statue of shopping, which does actually fit in there quite nicely. Could do a little shopping plaza. Or we could do like a golf course. Get really crazy with it. Or the zoo. No, zoo's too big. Indyfind, thank you very much for the host. Casino. Fantastic fountain. I do love me a nice fountain. What else do we have? Grand Central Terminal. Statue of Liberty. Very Australian, the Statue of Liberty. Maximus, thank you again for the host as well. Boat Museum, Locomotive Halls. What is this building? Portland Heights, or Portland Head Lighthouse. This building I got off the workshop, and it makes you unlock it, which I didn't know when I got it off the workshop. I don't know if I ever encountered that before, where a workshop building makes you work for it. We got the mall. That's a giant building. That mall, which is also giant. tiny park. Helicopter park, also pretty tiny. Nothing that screams commercial to me, though. And then those are pretty large. So I'm thinking either the Statue of Shopping or the Fantastic Fountain. But I want to save the Fantastic Fountain for maybe a tourism area. So let's go with the statue. Let's go with the little shopping statue. Throw you in. That looks pretty nice. Minus the hill. 50,000 kids in elementary schools. I know, right? Have you ever encountered that, Weiss, where you got a building off the workshop and it made you unlock it? Because to me, that kind of defeats the purpose of getting something off the workshop. Hey, what's up, Raven? Welcome to the stream. Good evening. What is this statue even of? Are those cell phones? Hold on. We need to take a look at this statue. What is this a statue of? Are they playing cards? How does this represent shopping? Are they credit cards? Maybe they're credit cards. Is this what Australian money looks like? Just a giant silver bar? Interesting. It does have a nice little fountain. It's so bare out here. We're out here in the wilderness with the highway. Like most wilderness has a highway. Let's put in some of those commercial buildings. We might put a pathway around this. Just to make it seem a little more official. If we do that and have that come down to here. Use the Move It mod to make it all connected up nicely. Could you trouble me to show you my cargo hub? Yeah, we can take a look at the cargo hub. Trying to find the optimal setup. We actually have been doing really well with just traffic in general in the city, but our cargo trains, which I think we have either 2 or 3 of in the city, and there's really no traffic problems at any of them. I mean, there is some traffic just because they are being used, but this guy, I think we dubbed the hot dog, which we have the one-way road. I think what really can help, and I've been doing this in this city, in my previous city I did this, putting roads with slower speed limits, I think can help alleviate the traffic problems a little bit. The speed limit on this road, I believe, is 30. Yeah, 30 miles per hour. Because they can only go in the building as fast as that. So usually what happens if you have a faster road, that they'll all just start filing in and then backing up. But if you have them slow down, take their time getting there, they can sort of get out as fast as they get in. So I don't know if that is foolproof or not, but I think it helps. It seems to help. Also having one-way road seems to help as well. So that's the hot dog. That's out here by this little industrial zone. And then we also have the hub with all the cargo ships that apparently can just go inside of one another. That's totally fine. And this setup is just coming off of our main road. This one isn't one way, so kind of goes back on my one-way system. I think the speed limit still is 30. It might be 40. Yeah, 40. So still a slower road. Relatively slow. And that's just kind of along the main road of the city that goes along our coast. This one's actually not by an industrial zone, which usually I don't do. I usually try to keep them close to industry. But it is by a lot of commercial, which might be beneficial. So these guys can all be getting their goods from the hub rather than the industrial zones, which are located a little ways away from everyone. Also, let's get these guys some power before they abandon us. Yeah, I think location is probably, the most important factor. Just, is it an optimal spot for importing goods, exporting goods, stuff like that? Can trucks get there easily? Can commercial vehicles get there easily? And then also, just the actual setup itself for the roads, because I don't know, do we have any others? We have another one down here, and this one's a little more simplistic. We kind of just threw this one in willy-nilly, but it is by a rather small industrial zone. It is right on a junction, which is probably not optimal, but they're doing okay. They are freaking out a little bit getting in there. Oh yeah. Kind of jackknifing a little bit. Totally realistic, right? And I think that's all of them. I think we just have the 3. You tried to centralize the industry and have 2 cargo train stations feed just the city? Oh, okay, so you're using it within the city rather than outside traffic. Yeah, I tend to spread out my industry, and I tend to keep it along the edges just because I find the trucks coming from the highway, it doesn't interfere with the inner city traffic or the residential traffic, all that stuff. And it sort of works. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm sure it's probably not. But also just keeping them small, I think, can help as well, because if you get your industrial zone too large, you're just going to get a lot of traffic coming the same way. Unless you have a million ways to get to your industrial zone. Like if we made this really, really large, we would just have a constant stream of traffic coming through here, which you can sort of see. We already have a little bit of that. But it would just be even worse than what it already is. It looks a lot better than yours. I mean, we're all about the design here, so this might not be the optimal setup, but we're just trying to make something that looks cool. Let's go with our residential in here. Start getting that zoned. Are there cargo planes? There are not cargo planes. That was actually brought up, I think, in the last stream when we talked about how cargo planes would be an awesome thing to add, because that's sort of what I was doing in here. I put in this industry to sort of simulate more commercial plane hangars and things of that nature, because you always see that by an airport. There'll be the main airport where obviously you're gonna go in there and get on your plane and take off, but then there's always those other hangars that you see sort of nearby, airport adjacent, that are always like the UPS planes and the FedEx planes, mail planes, cargo planes, private planes, stuff like that. So that was sort of the idea behind this design and why we have these so close to the airport, because I obviously don't have tiny little airport hangars. I guess we could have done like helicopters in there to sort of simulate that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll throw some helicopters in. No problem, Raven. Always happy to give a little tour of the city and answer some questions. Keep the conversations going. Let's see, where's our fire helicopter? Oh yeah, we could actually put that in if we got rid of that road. Or we could fit it in like that. Let's see, if we got rid of that road, threw that in. Okay, I do like that. I like that look. I think that looks good. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this road as well. Because there's also police helicopters. And actually we'll put the police closer since it's a wider building. Actually throw that in down here. There we go. Why didn't I think of this before? Is the city available in the Steam Workshop? Do you mean the map or the actual city that I'm building? Because the map is vanilla and the city is not. Scooch that back over. Actually, we do have one more. We have the medical helicopters, which is another wider building. Okay, I like that. I think that is more or less the look I'm going for with the airport. This one might stick out a little too much, but I guess it's okay since it is a little far away from the runway. So let's scoot you over just a little bit. Get that lined up on that edge. That looks good. It is still nasty with all the pollution. And is there any other sort of helicopter building? Disaster? That's a very large building. Let's not do that. Oh, we do have a weather tower, which could kind of act as our control tower. Kind of looks like a control tower, a little bit. It's a tower. How close is it to that runway? so smoggy out here. Let's see if any planes clip through this. Because it's a little close. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's got plenty of room. It's got plenty of space. Let's just scoot it in a little bit. Oh. So it goes right behind this road. Yeah, I'll scooch that over. Oh. We'll move it. And I like that. It definitely has more of the look I was going for with the industrial buildings. And they're actually helicopters, so it makes a little more sense to be by the airport. That looks really good. I'm okay with that. We do also now have, because we got the last milestone, we have the international airport. Which, oh boy, look at this baby. Look at the size of this thing. With the 2 runways. And I'm definitely thinking this is going to go somewhere either down here by the mountain, maybe on this island, maybe, or down here. Those are kind of the 3 options that I'm thinking about for that guy, but we're still a little ways away from that. These guys need water and power. Whoops. Island. Everyone's saying island, so I guess we're going with the island. We did do an island in our last city, and that one was, I think, a little further than this island. This island seems a little more accessible, so maybe a little less crazy, because it's just a little tiny gap rather than an entire ocean. Oh, you guys still need power. I knew that. There you go. That'll do for now. Island airports are killer. Island airports can look really cool. Our last one actually, I think, looked really good. We did have a lot of tall buildings next to our last international airport that we built, so maybe we'll try to keep this one a little more, I guess, plane friendly. Oh, what's going on here? We're getting some issues. Too few services. What does that mean? You guys need some services. Wait a minute. Hold on. I put in literally across the street, there's police helicopter, fire helicopter, and medical helicopter. And they're complaining about too few services. In what world does that make sense? They have literally every service right across the street. Granted, they do have to fly there. that is... Look, they have everything. You have everything. What more do you need? Do you need fire? Maybe they need a little fire. Maybe they need some ground fire. Which probably is also a good thing to have by an airport. Let's see if that helps them out. That's just rather surprising. Out of all the things that could have been wrong, I was not thinking that would be one of them. I was thinking maybe they need more commercial buildings, maybe they need some more workers. There we go. They just apparently really wanted fire trucks. They really love, you know, seeing the trucks go by, hearing the horn. And that was strange. I'm almost tempted to maybe just take out this industry now that we actually have those buildings in there. I don't know what we'd put in there. Maybe office buildings? Let's do that. I think that would just look better. It's going to be cleaner. It's not going to be as nasty. Special firefighters specially trained to fight against planes. I guess. Maybe that's exactly what they wanted. To just be right there in case they have to drive right on to the tarmac. Now let's do some offices in here. Hopefully they won't have any issues with services. Hopefully they will deem these services as sufficient. Nope, can't actually zone in there. But I'm curious to see how that's gonna look. I feel like it might look a little more realistic, because I feel like you see sort of office buildings, business buildings by airports. Maybe, I guess, industry as well, but not on top of the airport. Why is it called Monkey Airport? It's called Monkey Airport because when we were building the airport and we were doing the road design, at one point the roads resembled a monkey. And someone mentioned that in chat, and I went, it does kind of look like a monkey. So I just figured we'd stick with Monkey Airport, because I thought that was a cool name. And after all, the city's named after the animal, the quokka, so I figured naming the airport after a monkey isn't the craziest thing in the world. That looks good though. I like that. I like the offices. I think they look nice. I think they'll be a lot nicer in terms of pollution. Well, I know they'll be a lot nicer in terms of pollution. So hopefully these guys will start cleaning up their act. And isn't there... Where's the... There's a helicopter park somewhere. Where is that? Helicopter park, where are you? I know you exist. You can't hide from me. Statue of Wealth, Plaza of the Dead. Let's not put the Plaza of the Dead at the airport. Let's keep the passengers thinking good thoughts. is that it? Helicopter park. Let's check it out. A little strange. That is a very strange statue for a helicopter park. I don't know why it's a giant bird with a helicopter propeller in its beak. That seems a little bit like nightmare fuel. A giant bird destroying and tearing apart a helicopter, but okay, that works. If that's your deal. I guess we can let that slide. Let's put a little straight bit in there. Grab our park, put it right back in. Oh, that's beautiful. That is pretty good. Let's center it up just a little bit better. And then I would say let's put trees around this, but if we do it right now, they're just going to look all nasty from the pollution. So we'll hold off on that for a hot minute. But we will throw down a couple boulders. There we go. It doesn't quite look like a bird of prey. No, it looks like a giant, like, pigeon. Which you could argue maybe is more scary. A giant mutant bird that's eating helicopters. That looks good though. That looks way more like how I envisioned it. We can even do some more zoning and I won't feel bad about it because they're not stinky. And then we could maybe even do a little addition over here. Maybe another bit of helicopter depots or something, or we'll just leave it. We could do. How do we feel about blimps? Is it time for blimps, or should we hold off on blimps? Maybe we should hold off on blimps. Maybe we'll wait till we get a little more of the downtown in, so we can have blimps sort of going across the river. But I guess we could put the depot in, right? Won't hurt to just get them in there. How big is the blimp depot? It also does go along the side of the road. So if we do that, grab the blimps, that can go right in there, and that's pretty much perfect. I do want to move it a little bit further out. I want it to be more in line with the airport. Say going like that. Oh, look at that little airport complex coming together so well. Can you make a route for the blimps? Yeah, the way blimps work are you put down the depot, which doesn't really get used once the blimps are up in the air, but that's where they come from. And then you put down the stops, much like the metro station, and then you draw in the blimp pathways. Again, kind of like the metro stations, except they're just very dotted paths that go over the buildings. And then once you link them all up, the blimps take off from the depot and then fly around the city. So we'll put the depot in. We won't actually do the stops just yet. We'll wait for that, but I do like how that looks. And we'll do some offices right around it. And hopefully that will connect the power once it's in there. There we go. Hey, what's up, Ellie? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Oh, and that airport's looking so much better without that disgusting pollution. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, of putting the helicopters in. Because you would think that would be sort of first instinct, right? Planes, helicopters, keep them together. Make good things happen. Let's get that going into there. We do have a bunch of weird terrain. I maybe should have smoothed this out just a bit. We could just grab everything with the Move It mod. Adjust the heights to be that height. There we go. That looks a little better. A little bit of a hill right there. That's pretty good, though. Just another example of how the Move It mod can just make the slightest difference in your city. We could have done that the hard way. We could have deleted it, flattened the area, redrew it. Or just select everything and say, hey, be flat. Just saves time. Especially if you're like me and you're very lazy and don't want to redraw things. Very helpful. Looks pretty good. Let's do a little more housing in here. And I do actually want to do a park. And do we actually want to do the large park? I think we do. Nope. Except we can't. City Skylines. You troll. There we go. Let's do that. A nice big park in there. We'll get that in. Somehow. Get that in over there. And then we can put those curves right back the way we want them to. Oh, what's going on? There we go. Just working around it. And then I think we'll keep this all just a large park in here. Not actually do any zoning within the diamond, or whatever we're calling this. Maybe add some more trees. Maybe make this a little wiggly. design to it. Oh, where'd we go? There we go. Do we like that? I don't know if I like that. That's a little better. Maybe. And did I do that right? Did I do it the wrong way? I don't want this actually going that way. A little bit of a wiggle. Nothing super extreme. But it's linked up. It's looking good. We'll add a bunch of extra trees in to just sort of make it all seem like one gigantic park. Leave a few little gaps. Leave a couple gaps in here as well. And we'll come back into those gaps with a boulder, a couple little rocks here and there. Another big one right over here.
I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Mr. Edward with the 150 bits. Thank you very much. It is a nice boulder. Look at it. Let's get in there. Oh, look at it. Looking good. Just add a couple extra trees. Almost like we're hiding the rocks. So you have to search for them. Little hide and seek with some boulders. Just sort of tuck it in. Give it a nice little home to live in within the park. And I like that. Very green. I think it'll look even cooler once we get all the housing around. We'll just do all around it, which might take a little while to zone up. But it's looking good. How is traffic out here? Not bad. And let's get rid of this little guy. Those single block commercial buildings always seem to get into trouble. They're always troublemakers, those little guys. Now if I break this up, it's probably gonna break the electricity. But if we do that, and they build, we might be able to get that to connect. If someone just wants to build right there. There you go. Guess we'll keep that in for now. Oh, what happened over here? It doesn't look like anything good happened. Let's put a little bit of a curve in there. Get that connected to the loop so that way if anyone from this industrial zone wants to, say, come to this commercial zone, they have a direct path instead of having to go through the trouble of getting on the one-way system, which they might prefer still because the speed limit might be higher, but we'll go with that. Oh, and this actually isn't a one-way. Did I mean to not make that a one-way? I typically have been making all the circular bits one-ways, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a one-way. This guy's also a one-way. What about this one? Yeah, that one's one-way too. I think this should have been one-way. Let's see if it'll let us change it without destroying everything. Oh, it's going to destroy some things. It's okay. They're burnt anyway. And that's all going the right way. There we go. Not too much damage. We do want to break this up just a little bit. Oh, no, what did you do? Did that warp? Did that warp or did it just look like it warped? I can't tell. It looks a little warped. But we'll leave it. It's acceptable. Those little guys out of there. Let's put that properly back into there. And the burnt area. Oh, that's good. Going right by the train tracks. We could maybe shove a little more commercial in. I think I do want to do that. I don't think this will be too much. Hopefully it won't be. We do kind of have this awkward space in here, which I don't necessarily like. If we do that, that's a little better. I'll throw some trees in. Sort of hide the ugly bit. And of course it's giving me all the smallest trees possible when I'm trying to hide a zone. No, it's fine. Just continue giving me the tiniest trees. Screw it, we're going with that. We're going with that kind of tree. There we go, mix it up a little bit. That looks pretty good. Maybe a couple too many trees. I feel like you can never have too many trees, though. I feel like trees just make an area look like it's a little fancier. Especially when it's like a commercial zone. If it's a shopping center, yeah, you get some planted trees on the sidewalk. Make it look upscale. Path there might not be bad. Letting those people walk straight across to there. Extra little paths never hurt anyone. Don't know why they wouldn't necessarily need a path to there. Maybe we'll actually make that elevated. What if we... This is a crazy idea. But what if we actually put an elevated path that went in the middle here? I don't know where we would then connect that. But we could maybe do a bit of that. Get you going from down here. And then coming from over here. Rather than just connecting to the main road. Since there's nothing on the main road, seems rather silly for them to be connected there. Oh, no, house. That's horrible timing, house. Hey, what's up, Alphex? How's it going? What does the stream title mean? What was the stream title? I forgot what I named it. Oh, one more tile? Yeah, we were getting, and we actually successfully have gotten our 9th and final tile in terms of the, what are these called? Milestones. That's the word. So we got all the milestones. We got Megalopolis. We got the International Airport. We got the 9th and final 2-kilometer tile, which normally, without mods, this would be the size of the city. Those would be our city limits. But next time, we'll come back with the 81 tiles mod, and we'll expand it even further as we see fit. But for now, we're just kind of taking care of within the 9 tiles, because we do still have a few areas left to build. We have this area that we're working on. We have this crazy road, which I swear we've had this curl for maybe the past 5 streams. And I have no idea still what we're doing with it. But I just love it so much, I can't get rid of it. I think it's the perfect curl. And I know if I delete it, I'm never going to get it back. So what was I doing? I was doing our pathway. So we have that bit going into there. We could maybe bring this bit over to here. If it'll let us do this in such a short space. It will. That's cool. Don't get more mods yet. I have the 81 tiles mod already subscribed to it, downloaded, whatever you'd call it, because we have used it in previous cities. So I'm actually not getting any new mods. It's just we're going to be turning it on. And we're still like a month away from the new DLC, so we have some time before all the mods break again. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay, that looks nice and smooth in there. We have this one that doesn't look smooth at all. There we go. That's a little more like it. Going into there, and actually someone already is using it, so that's cool. Let's also put a walkway down here, just because, why not? And then we'll do another one on this side as well. And then if we could actually squeak one in right between these houses. Oh, I think we can. That would be excellent. There we go. And we'll put some curvature to this. Or will we? We might need to break that. Break it up. Break it up, you two. There we go. A little bit of a curve to it. Have I read up on the new DLC? I've seen the initial like launch video and a little bit of info. Have they released anything else other than that? Because I haven't looked too far into it. But I am, with that being said, very, very excited for it. Let's not do that. Let's instead break that there. Get this to look nice. If we bring that a little. Oh, what'd I do? What did I ruin? Did I ruin the house? Alright, house. You're gonna have to go. I'm sorry, house. What if it breaks my game? I feel like it won't be too bad. Because I do, I use the big mods, I guess, is a simplistic way of putting it. The Move It mod, it's everyone uses it, so I feel like they'll be fixed. If they do break the game, they might not. But I'm fairly confident they'll be fixed. Not too long after the DLC comes out. And if we need to, we can always, take a break from the city, start a new city, and then come back. Or just, play a different game. Maybe we'll go play Roller Coaster Tycoon. or something for a week while the mods get fixed. Oh, what's going on here? A little bit of traffic. Oh, do we have a fire going on? Was there a fire? Where is it? Fire. Oh, there it is. And hold on. Hold on. Oh no, yeah, it's just all the trees are burnt. Helicopters on the situation. There you go. Guys, we're quick. I feel like that's pretty dangerous to have that many helicopters so close to one another. I feel like that's an accident waiting to happen. They took care of it though. We're good. We're all good. Anyone using this elevated pathway? A couple people. Not a tremendous amount of people, which is understandable. But maybe actually once we get this zoned up a little more, maybe more people will use it. Either way, I just like it in there. I think it looks cool. Let's get some more residential. Speaking of that, and we'll do all in there. We do have that office demand, so we'll just do some more of that along the main road, because we're not going to do any housing out there. And I'm also going to do offices in this little section as a buffer between the residential and the small industrial zone we have, so at least they're not staring at industry and hearing all those loud trucks. How are we doing over here? This little guy. Not enough educated workers. Do we need some more education out here? Making Alfex your right-hand guardian of the city. I mean, he did catch that fire. That was some guardian-like work right there. The city could always use more guardians. This game can't simulate fire. Much like the traffic and merging. Seems like it has a couple issues simulating. How was that traffic, by the way? Yeah, a lot of people coming down through here. Where are you all coming from? Oh, are they coming from across? Are they coming from across the way? And coming down, coming through, and then coming across to there? That seems a little strange. Why would they do that instead of just coming straight across here? You know? Because I'm assuming that's where they're all coming from. Let's take a look. Oop. Oh, actually it looks like they're all coming from... Okay, wait a minute. So they're all coming from here, getting off, cutting through here, then cutting through there. And even here, they're turning the wrong direction to then come back and go this way. There has to be something wrong. I messed up a junction. Yep, that's what I did. I messed up a junction. You guys should be able to go that way. And you guys can also go that way. That's why. What was I thinking? Also, why did I even mess with these? They should just be able to go whichever way they want. Why did I do this? Why have I done this? How can I reset? Is there just a clear everything I just did? Oh, no, 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 no. Wait, yeah, they should be able to do that. Hold on. Oh, I probably need to take these off. Right-click the node? Does that redo it? No. Disable despawning. Change arrows. Nah. I think, well, if I disconnect the road and reconnect it, it will actually reset it. But I'm probably also gonna destroy something in the process. Let's give it a shot. There we go. Okay, they can all go the way they want. Actually, these guys still can't. Oh, what did I do? Why can't you guys turn to the right? Oh, because I still have a bunch of ugly nodes. There we go. No, still not doing it. Oh, that's why I did it. Because I don't want them to be able to go straight. That's why I messed with this. But really, that's all I needed to do. I don't know why. I went insane with it. And that's all good in there. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. I still don't know why people were coming down here. Oh, well, I guess because they still can... Okay. Now let's see how it looks. Hopefully that'll clear up this road, because all that traffic will now be coming off of here, which might make this incredibly busy. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that. Maybe adjust the roads to be more like this one with the 2 lanes for the turning, and then the middle bit with the 4 lanes, because that actually seems to be doing really well. And I'm not going to make it the 4 lane, I will make it 3 lane in the middle. And then we'll make these side bits the 2 lane for the turning. So you guys go that way, and you guys go that way. And that should be good. Yeah, the speed limits should be okay. I think it was just the fact that they couldn't turn the right way in here, because this should definitely already be faster than that, because this should be like 100, which it is, and that's just 40. But the problem before was that was not accessible for what they wanted to do, so instead they were forced to use this guy. Which, props to this intersection, it was handling that traffic pretty well. It was just getting a little clogged up on these side streets, and that's because they're not really designed to handle all of that traffic. I do still think maybe we'll change this intersection. I think maybe a roundabout could be a good idea. Do we have a roundabout on a corner anywhere? We do have the necktie, which is a little insane, but still doing fairly well. We do have this guy, which is doing much better. Glad to see that our insane sort of, I don't even know what you would call that, but our elevated roundabout is doing okay. But it doesn't actually look like we do have a just standard roundabout at an intersection. I guess here we do. That's probably the closest thing. I guess up here we have a couple. We got that guy, that little guy in there, which probably doesn't really need to be a roundabout, but that's okay. Shall we do it? Shall we make the conversion? We might interfere with this neighborhood. But we'll give it a shot. Just back that all up. And see what we can come up with. Hey, what's up, Rocket? Welcome to the stream. Grab this and just completely fail at attempting to make a circle. That is a very small roundabout. Let's go perhaps a little bigger. Just back that up a little more. Almost. There we go. Nice and around, and then we'll also make sure we put in the cross sections, because we're not going to be able to do that, or we're going to warp it once we try to connect everything. So we'll do those bits. We'll keep the one-ways coming down. Connect to there, and actually maybe we'll do that a little differently, but you're gonna come from here, maybe, possibly, potentially. There we go. That's gonna go into there. That one actually worked. You're gonna come off into there. You're gonna go right into, oh yeah, this is where we're going to mess with the zoning a bit. And do we actually want that to connect to the same spot as that one? I don't know if that's going to be the better option or not. Or if that's going to just cause confusion and chaos when all the merging tries to take place. Also, looks like we can't actually even do it. There we go. Going back, coming off of there, maybe, just maybe, nope. How if I do that? Nope. do you think this road needs to be? Well, I feel like that should let me do that. Maybe we'll do that bit first. Put in slip ramps for like the immediate turns. We could do that, I guess. Slope too steep. That's why that's not working. Obviously, you know, we'll take a look at it once it's all linked up and going the right way. And just see how it handles the traffic. Gorgeous, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing, connecting a million roads to a roundabout. Alright, maybe if we delete the middle bits now. There we go. A little nicer. Let's also just make sure it's all the same height. Go the size or the height of that. How about that? Pretty smooth. Thought I got all of them. Apparently I missed a couple. But that should do it. And I did make it a roundabout. Okay, just making sure. I put the circular roads. Actually, I don't know if we're gonna need slip ramps. Because these are 2-lane roads, and because we have them connected at the same junction, we can actually make the leftmost lane only go to there, and then have you guys go into there or to there. So that way it's almost like it's a slip ramp, but obviously other cars can come in as well. But we'll just do that. And see how the traffic responds. And maybe make some more lane adjustments depending on how it goes, but it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks pretty good. I think it's a pretty good size. It does mess these guys up a little bit. And they are slowing down a little bit, because that doesn't connect the same way these guys do. But these guys are going pretty smoothly through there. They are stopping because people are crossing, which seems like the most dangerous thing to do, cross a roundabout. So we might take the pedestrian crossing off of here. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good. Have I heard about Far Cry 5? I mean, I've heard about it. Is there something specific about it that I should have heard about? I hear people are enjoying it. Personally, I was never a huge fan of the Far Cry series. I played 2 Far Cry games, and they're alright. I had fun. I got all the achievements in them, so that was fun to me. But I wasn't super dying for Far Cry 5 release. Just not a series that I'm heavily invested in. Take the parking off of there. Let's take some parking off of these bits. And yeah, let's take all the crosswalks away from these guys. No crossing. And I might switch this. I might switch this to be more like this side, because that turn just really slows down this one little section. I may adjust this to not connect there then, because that might be a bad move. Maybe we'll change this to connect here. Let's adjust this first and grab, I'm just gonna grab the single road. Actually, yeah, I'll grab the single road. And I did the wrong bit. There we go. Go into there. I'll go into there. Oh. And now this isn't 2 lanes, so it won't have the same sort of slip ramp effect. Although down here you guys can go straight to there. So I guess they kind of do. Just make sure there's no crazy U-turns going on here. And let's see how that does. It's flowing, so can't complain. It is flowing. It's flowing. It's not ugly. It's not super ugly. And the people are no longer backing up in here. So that means we fixed the problem of the bad lane connections, which I'm glad I found that out. So it's kind of a good thing that the traffic was backing up, so we could actually find and fix the problem. And the 3-lane road seems to be doing its job, getting people turning in the turning lanes. They are getting a little bit of conflict in the middle lane. Is there actually a road that has 2 turning lanes? I mean, I guess that would just technically be the 4-lane road. And then we can just, yeah, adjust the turning lanes. Let's do that. That seems a little safer, so we don't have cars competing for that middle lane. They still have their own separate turning lane, which is good. Perhaps the same thing on this side wouldn't be bad. We would have to go with a 6-lane road. And that still works. So we have the straight throughs, the turn lanes. That's good. Make part of the middle bit two-way with a median? For this guy? You mean like chop the middle bit out? We could do that, but it's just such a short section of road that if we did that, it wouldn't give them much of a turning lane, opposed to if it's like this, they have this entire section to fill up if traffic does start backing up. If it was a longer road, maybe we could do that, but because it's just such a small section, I like this. It's clean looking, serves its purpose, and it can manage the traffic, get people going where they need to go. So that's good. I like that. We do have a bunch of office demand still. It just will not go away. We'll get a little bit in there to kind of hide that major road from them. I typically don't zone this close to a roundabout, but because we have housing right there, I think if we put some offices there, it will be okay. We could also just do a bunch of trees, which is another option to kind of separate this neighborhood from there. I don't know why we have that in there, because that doesn't need to be in there. Go around the rock, of course. Don't want to mess with the rock. And then I did delete a road here, which I guess we can try to put back or put somewhere else. Hey, what's up, Extennion? Been lurking for about an hour? No worries. Lurking is always acceptable in the stream. Doing a great job with the roundabouts? Well, thank you very much, Extennion. I'm glad you approve. Chocolate-covered strawberry Kit Kat bars? What? I've never even heard of that. There are a lot of people using this walkway. I do like that. If we did actually just connect to this, though, because technically they would just continue to use the sidewalk. But that's fine. We're okay with people using the sidewalk. I'm going to replace what was that road with just a pathway. Continue filling in that residential, since we do have a little bit of demand. We'll go up to maybe about there. Far Cry 5 got cracked in 19 days, even though it has 3 DRM protections, including a new version. Well, the crackers really were working hard, or I guess that DRM was not as good as it should have been. I'm actually surprised that, like, game cracking and illegal downloads and stuff like that, I'm actually surprised how prevalent it still is, because personally, I feel like it's just so easy to buy stuff. They make it literally just like one click and you have it. But I guess people just don't want to pay for things. But I find that nowadays, it's so easy to buy stuff. It seems almost like more of a hassle to try and get it any other way. I don't know if that's just me, but like, because back in the day, back in the olden days, I don't know if the ages of everyone in chat, but in the early days of internet, when there was Napster and LimeWire and Kazaa, like those were there because the only other ways to get music and stuff was going to the store and buying a physical CD. But now, you know, I can go on my phone, one tap, buy an entire movie with my thumbprint, and it's just, I don't know. It feels like technology has just come a long way. Yeah, buying it on iTunes, it's just so easy now. I'm dating myself. I am. I'm an old man. I'm an old grizzled old man that yells at kids to stay off his lawn. Pretty crazy. You can just buy a movie on your TV instead of going to Blockbuster. Blockbusters? Oh, I miss Blockbusters. I don't miss Blockbusters, but I miss the idea of Blockbusters. The fact that you can't, there's no video rental stores anymore. Like, that's not a thing. Like, you say that nowadays and people go, what? A what store? A video rent? You mean Netflix? Netflix? I remember when Netflix used to send you DVDs. That was Netflix. Netflix was, you go online, you pick out your movie, a couple days later they'd mail you a DVD. And then it was like, whoa, now I can just instantly watch it. Those were the old caveman times when you couldn't just download something right away. I remember, this is a way back when story, but this is something to argue on the side of why video rental stores are something that should come back. When I was a young lad, maybe about, I don't know, 8 years old, somewhere around that age, there was a video rental store near my house. It wasn't like a Blockbuster, it wasn't like a big chain, it was just like a dude that had a video rental store. And we would go to the store maybe like every week or something, get some VHS tapes when those were a thing. Be kind and rewind. Make sure you do that. And this was back in the heyday of the Nickelodeon age, you know, all that, Keenan and Kel, all that good stuff. And the Good Burger movie was out on VHS. And I don't know if anyone remembers Good Burger, either the All That sketch or just the movie itself. But I rented the Good Burger VHS so many times that eventually the dude that ran the store was just like, you just keep it. Just keep that VHS tape. I don't know if I still have it. I pray to God I still have that VHS somewhere in my house. It was an orange cassette tape, I remember, because it was the Nickelodeon orange. And that's something, Netflix will not give you a movie for free if you watch it enough times. I mean, I guess technically you can still watch it whenever because it's on the internet, but it's the memories. The memories of the video store. That kids these days, the youths, the youngins, the young lads, they'll never experience that. That's my nostalgia moment of the stream. So now back to our regularly scheduled program, which yes includes nothing but fires apparently in this city. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Everything's burning up. Let's keep filling in those offices. Just all along the main road. Why are these guys just randomly placed out here? What was I doing that for? Was there a reason? Did I move them? Probably moved them. Look at the link. I'll check the link out after the stream, just so I can give it my full attention. It's a beach map, so it's hotter. That doesn't necessarily mean more fires. It just means there's more people jumping in the ocean. What are we doing in here? We got our industry, which is looking just fine. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a back road going to there. And yeah, let's just fill that in with offices. Just a little office road by the airport. Which I'm loving. Loving this airport. Oh, look at all the helicopters. I guess there was a fire somewhere else as well. Coming in for landing. Oh, okay. All right. They're all just landed on the same helipad. Interesting, because there was 3 of them in 3 separate helipads, but apparently they all just wanted to use that one. No issues down here, which is looking good. Any issues down here? We did have some death issues down here earlier, but it looks like the crematorium we added is helping out. Medical's pretty good throughout. Only 26 citizens in the entire city. Proud of that. And 300 dead people. But out of 30 or 73,000, 300's not that many. Let's keep on zoning offices in there and in there. And I don't want to do this road just because planes, but we will do that little bit. we do have a fair bit of commercial demand. And everything is filling up beautifully, if you ask me. A little more space for residential. Let's actually just fill up the rest of this zone. And we can do right there because they're backed up against offices. Let's also do that road. And then along the train line, some more offices. So hopefully there'll be no noise complaints from the train, and they'll slowly zone as we are using up the little bit of the residential demand we have left. We're losing money. I don't know why. Why are we losing money? What are we spending all this money on? Do we need to bump up the taxes? Oh, actually, do we need to bump up the taxes? No, we're good. I don't know. We're in the green. We're good. What are we spending a lot of money? A lot of money on fire. But I think that's warranted, given the fact that we tend to have a lot of fires. Our policies are actually pretty expensive, but that's only because we've given everyone smoke detectors, which is probably very pricey. Five monies per building. Or I guess 5 cents per building. But there's a lot of buildings. How many buildings do we have? Does it actually tell us how many? We have households and workers. I wish I could get like an actual count of how many buildings the city has. There has to be like a stats page, right? Or something. Something to tell us. No, we're still in the negative. Oh, we're really in the negative now. I'm typically not concerned with money. Obviously, we have $7 million, so we don't really need to be concerned with it. Just find it very interesting that we don't seem to be making money. And I wonder actually how much that would go down if we took off the smoke detectors. And actually, what does the smoke detectors even do? I know I've read it before. Significantly reduces risk of fire. So I wonder what that would be like if we turned that off. Transit's not making money? Well, we don't really have much transit to begin with, so it would make sense that it's not making money. But I think that's actually probably going to be the next thing we work on after we maybe start expanding the city more. Just sort of fine-tuning, maybe even doing an overhaul of our metro lines, maybe throwing some passenger trains in, buses. Obviously we got the blimp station, so we can do blimps, or we got the blimp depot rather. Cruise ship we still need to get in because we just have the cargo ships. Cruise ships, maybe ferries. I was also thinking maybe doing some sort of canal system, maybe down here, bring a canal, or at least like a man-made lake or something in the middle. So, you know, that could work with ferries as well. But I feel like we're on the right track. We got all 9 tiles. We're at 74,000 population. Not making money, but we have $7 million in reserve, so we're okay. We do have a lot of fires. Oh, oh boy, we do have a lot of fires. Hopefully we can alleviate the fires. Maybe we need some more rivers or something. But everything is looking spectacular. I am loving the city. This city might be battling for top spot of favorite city I've built. It's getting close. Just the way it's looking, all the curls, all the curves and the curls. And just the progress we've made. I'm really pleased with how it's coming along. But I think that's where we're gonna end the stream for the evening. I want to thank everyone very much for hanging out and helping make this city as awesome and as amazing as it currently is. Even with all the fires, it's still pretty spectacular. But I'm gonna try to get more than 5 hours of sleep tonight, so maybe I can be well rested tomorrow. And we'll be back tomorrow, streaming again, playing some more of the Stardew Valley, having some chill times, and we'll be back streaming some more City Skylines on Sunday. So Raving Lunatic with the 200 bits, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that, and thank you to everyone again for hanging out. I really, really appreciate all the love and support you guys give me. Would not be making these awesome cities without you guys. So thank you very, very much. Hope you all have a great night or a great day wherever you are. Take care.